Greetings, this is Tom Cox, and you are watching the first in a series of Cardsmith use case videos. In this use case, we're doing use case number 1, writing rapidly. Now, in order to write an article very rapidly, you would first do these things. You would set your thesis statement. What is the main point you want to make? You would then ideate, you would brainstorm, come up with all the different things that pop into your head about this topic. The third thing you would do is, having done the brainstorm, you'll group the ideas that have come pouring out of you into clusters. And while you're doing that, you might then set the scope as well during that third phase. Great ideas, but they don't quite fit into this particular article. Once you've got the groups, you'll organize the groups themselves in order. So which things come first, which comes next. That creates your outline. Once the outline is done, you're ready to go into step 5, which is to write a first draft based on that outline. And then and only then do you edit the draft. Now, of these 6 steps, the ones that are most supported by Cardsmith are these, numbers 2, 3, and 4. Once you've got your outline, you can go into any text editor to edit. But to go from ideation to grouping to organizing is, I've yet to find a tool other than Cardsmith that does that well for me. So let's show that here on screen. We'll go through these steps. All right, here we go. I'm in my Cardsmith account. I'm going to create a new board, and I'm going to give it the name of my article. And now it's simply a matter of dumping out of my head all the stuff that's in my head on this topic in no particular order. So now it's time to create organization. Now you'll notice what's happening here is I've just gone from ideate and brainstorm to grouping and eventually creating an outline. There, where you go from unstructured brainstorming into structured grouping and organizing and outlining, that's where Cardsmith stands alone. Not sure where I'm going to put this. You know, I'm going to make this a little narrower so it all fits on screen. And, you know, I think this static dynamic masculine feminine thing, I love it. Gareth Hill's Jungian archetypes are really interesting, completely out of scope for this article. I could delete it. I think I'll just leave it down here in the unfiled section for now, just to remind myself of it. And I can always make a new article out of that. This is looking like it might be ready to go to the next step. It feels well grouped. Now, what about the ordering? And once I'm confident that the outline is correct, I'll be ready to move off of Cardsmith and onto the rapid writing steps. Number 5, write a first draft to the outline. When the outline is really detailed like this, it's super easy to write it. It's very fresh in my mind, and it's like a sentence or 2 per bullet. And there I've already got a 500 to 1,000 word article. You'll see that doing it in these phases is extremely fast, and you see here that Cardsmith does support that pretty darn well. So that's the use case, namely use case number 1, writing rapidly. And I am Tom Cox with Cardsmith Use Cases. Thank Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch the rest of the videos in this series.